Okay, so when people play using hammer-ons and pull-offs, it generally makes the playing sound a bit smoother. So if I just play something using hammer-ons and pull-offs, and I'll play roughly the same notes using picked, every single note picked. So it's got a slightly different sound to it. Now in this lesson we're just going to be looking at using the open strings, hammering on and pulling off from the open strings. And in this first one we're just concentrating on hammer-ons. So what I'm doing to start with is I'm just going to use string 1 and I'm going to pluck string 1, and then without plucking it again I'm going to tap quickly onto fret 3 using my third finger like this. Okay. So what I've got there is, I've got 2 notes and I've only plucked the string once. So pluck, hammer on. Okay, so we'll just have a little look at that in the close-up. So what you need to do is you need to push down quite quickly, quite positively. Because when people are playing, sometimes they've got a tendency of just being a little bit too relaxed, a little bit too slow to start with when they play a hammer-on. So you're not actually able to push the string down properly before you mute it. You need to slap the string onto the fret a little bit. So in order to keep the volume, because the main idea is to retain the same volume level as the note that you've picked. So in order to keep the same volume, you just need to push down quite positively, quite briskly. So it wasn't quite hard enough there. Okay, so what you can do is you can just try that, just pause this for a minute and just try plucking open string 1 and hammering on to fret 3 using your third finger, and just aim to get a nice clean sound and try and keep the hammered on notes the same volume as the open string. So once you've had a go at that, another thing you can try and do is use different fingers. So we're going to keep the same fret, fret 3, but we're going to hammer on using finger 1 and then finger 2 and then finger 3 like this. So I've got open, finger 1, finger 2 and finger 3. I'll just do that again. So finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. And you can also try and use the same fingers, but this time use different frets. So I'll hammer on using finger 1 on fret 1, finger 2 on fret 2, finger 3 on fret 3. So I'll just do that again. So finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. So you might find hammering onto fret 1's a little bit harder, you've got to put a little bit more effort in there. So once you've done that, try it on different strings. You can just play any notes you want. Might sound good, might not, but that's not a problem. We're just trying to get used to the technique basically. So we can go higher up the fret if you want. Might sound interesting. But one more thing to think about, once you feel like you're getting a decent sound out of your hammer-ons, you're keeping the same volume and you think the tone is good out of it, then try and think about the rhythm that you're playing. So you don't want to basically hammer on too quickly, like this. Okay, what you need to do is you just need to delay moving your finger, because you always, well, normally you want to keep the hammer-on in time with whatever rhythm you're playing. Like this, for example. So I can pluck the string at the same speed and it sounds the same. So you just want to delay moving your finger, but when you do, you still obviously want to move it quickly just so you still get a good sound. So delay and then hammer on. Okay. So just see if you can get a steady rhythm out of your playing as well. You can play any frets you want, but try to keep it the same speed all the way through.